Now, this next part of the interview I call the picture association, and these are kind of takes you through the evolution of Allan Parnell in this case and the embodiment of why I had you here, have you here, and why you have Moxie. So what's this first picture of?
That's a house I grew up in. You know, I look back sometime in amazement. We didn't have any running water. We didn't have any electricity. And that's a picture of my father standing out front there. And,
that's great.
And to raise us, it was 10 of us that lived in that four-room house.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It is amazing. Here's you with as a young boy with your dog.
Yeah, I was about 12 years old there with my dog. We had, we had cats and dogs and cows and whatever on the farm. So
I got you.
And that's another one. I was a little bit younger there with the dog. We loved pets, and I still love pets.
Yeah, yeah. I love this picture.
Oh, well,
That's high school, I believe.
Yeah, I had hair then,
yeah.
That's pretty amazing. A lot of people look at me, they don't think I had hair, but yeah. And then
here you are with GE.
I was a basketball player, played on the GE team. It's a funny thing about that. I didn't play football, and I couldn't hit a softball out of the infield. I was always strong, 200 pounds, and at one time muscular, so softball and baseball. But basketball, I could play very well, and I did a lot in basketball.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Now, this is you with the Sunday school, I believe?
It is, over at Carla Avenue Baptist Church. All those young men went to college, and some of them were policemen. They've all done well, and I'm proud to have taught that group of guys.
Now, I love this picture. This is you with your girls.
Yeah, they're my two girls. The one I'm holding lives in Waco, Texas, and, of course, the one at the bottom, that's Cynthia. She's the CEO of her company today.
That's great. That's great. And, man, I love this red shirt and white tie. Not many people can get away with that. I love it.
And I think I had bell bottoms on there, too. That was the day.
You were with GE in the early 70s, I think, when this was taken. I got you. Now, you got to explain this picture to the audience.
Well, that's my siblings there. There's 6 of us boys and 1 girl, and then their wives are standing in back of them. You know what's amazing about my siblings?
Your parents are there, too.
Yeah, that's my father on the left there, and my mother. Yeah. And anyway, what's great about that is my siblings are all still living, and they're all active. My oldest brother, who'll soon be 94, was wounded in Iwo Jima.
Really?
And the second brother, he was at Normandy Beach, and he has a lawnmower business. And I have only one sister's 90. She works 2 days a week at an auction house. And the brother, who's 89, retired from GE years ago, and he still works for me now in the trucking business.
You didn't have a choice but to start your own business. You couldn't have kept up with him. I love that. Now, when I got this picture, it came through the email, I was like, what is this, some kind of joke? But tell what's going on with these mules.
Those mules came from Columbia, Illinois, next to St. Louis.
Okay.
And actually, I was a co-owner with the late Dr. Steve Aaron, and he raised Jacks and Jennies. And so he called me up one day, and I'd gotten him in some investments. He called me up one day and said, I'm going to get you an investment. I said, what is it? He said, come on out to the fairgrounds. So I go out there. He said, you're half owner of these mules. So I never did make any money off those mules, but we took them to the fairs and things like that.
Well, it's not photoshopped. I mean, they were really that big.
They were. They're actually just a little bit bigger than the Clydesdale horses, and that's unusual for a mule.
Well, yeah, 2 of them.
One of the mules that's shoulder high there was like 6'5", and you notice one of them's name was Anak. Now that's named after the biblical giants, the Anakims, and Apollo, and they came from a mammoth jack and a Belgian mare. So a lot of people don't know this now. Mules can't reproduce.
Say what?
Mules cannot. They're the only animals that cannot reproduce. It takes a mare and a jack. So a lot of people didn't know.
Now you know the rest of the story. All right, what's the deal with the logos here, the colors?
Well, my wife, Bunny, designed that. She was fooling around one day, and she came up with Mister. I thought that was maybe not appropriate, but it's served us well. We're known all over the United States and everything, in Canada now. We don't have.
So, were you nicknamed Mr. P by colleagues or coworkers, and that's how she did it, or she just thought of it?
No, she just thought it, but I'm Mr. P now.
I was gonna
people
say.
seldom ever call me Allan. I'm Mr. P. All my employees, Mr. P.
I haven't called you that yet this interview. I won't. I promise.
Well, in banks, I'm Mr. P. We had a board meeting at the Lindsey Wilson College, and the president said, Mr. P, what do you think? And so it's Mr. P.
All right. Now, this is back in the earlier days, I believe.
We were both a little bit younger then.
Yeah.
Cindy probably won't appreciate that because she'll say, well, I didn't have the right hairdo, but that's my daughter,
she
Cindy.
looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And so here's the evolution of you two.
Yes.
Not too long ago.
That's pretty much up to date right there.
There you go. Now we're going to whiz through. This is about 5 years ago.
Yes, we were written up in business first. Matter of fact, we were written up a few times in business first.
You have been.
Yeah.
Here's on the day of your 30th anniversary.
Yes, yes.
And I've got another picture I want to show the audience. You did a ribbon cutting here.
That's my wife standing there with me where we cut the ribbons celebrating our 30th year.
That's got you. And where's your headquarters located?
Jeffersonville, Indiana.
River
We own
Ridge?
40 acres in River Ridge. We're very fortunate. And River Ridge is one of the hottest industrial parks in the United States. It was written up in Wall Street Journal, and it's amazing.
And here you are also on
with
the 30th
my wife, Bunny,
anniversary.
yes.
There's Bunny. Want to give her a picture, give her some respect, as they say. And this is the headquarters.
That's the headquarters.
Got some still shots of your fleet I wanted to show off. I love the colors, how they pop.
Well, my wife actually came up with that color. She did a little research, and
Really?
Yellow and red is very catchy. I have people almost weekly would tell me they've seen one of my trucks on the road. You know, it might be out in Wisconsin or California or Florida. So, yeah.
I do. I hope Marcus doesn't mind, but here's a picture of your maintenance.
Yes.
Marcus, working.
We're up
Here's
to
your
date.
maintenance bay.
We have a very up-to-date shop. We're open 24/7, 365 days a week.
Now, one thing you did unique in your research, I don't really have a picture to compare it to it, but I'll hold these up while you're talking about it. You created a driving school on site,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. Why did you do that?
Well, there's probably a 35, maybe 50,000 shortage of truck drivers in the United States today. It's an amazing shortage. And about 12 years ago, I just said, I'm tired of fighting this. I'm going to start my own driving school. Now, we had to give an arm and a leg to go through all the red tape to get our company, but we finally did, and we have a state-of-the-art driving school today.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's a few more there. They're beautiful trucks.
Well,
and
thank you.
We've got a replica here. I don't know if we want to pick it up or not, but it's nice of you to bring that in, and we'll zoom in on it.
A lot of people don't realize how important trucking industry is to the nation's economy. 70% of everything consumed is moved on a truck. And so what we do today, we have to turn around and do again tomorrow.
Right.
A lot of times the inventory going across the Kennedy Bridge may very well go down the assembly line at Ford Motor or GE that very night.
Wow.
So that's how close it runs.
So it's time sensitive, in other words.
Very much so.
Why is there a shortage with drivers? What's the issue, roughly?
You make very good money in driving. I had 3 drivers made 6-figure income last year. The problem with it, is you're gone from home 2 or 3 nights a week.
So
in my case, I run things a little different. I go from point A to point B back to point A. So I do get my drivers home. If they're going to the West Coast, which we do, weekly, then you'll be gone all week.
Okay. And here's your lovely daughter.
She was giving a little speech at the ribbon cutting.
Yeah,
yes.
That's at the 30th year, and here's a nice self-portrait of you with her.
Yes.
So I wanted to share that with the audience. And you had an object, I believe, down by your chair that you want to speak to. I think this would be a good time to do that. Thank you for grabbing that.
This is an award that we won. We've been Trucker of the Year.
Wow. Now, what does it say? Is it from a National Industry Association?
Well, yes, it's from Morgan's Food up at
That's great.
Austin, Indiana. And we do a lot of business with Austin.
That's great.
We've gotten several of these awards from UPS and General Electric. So, yeah.